Hey there, friends. So there's a question that comes up very, very frequently in my comments as well as on live Q&As, and that is what to do when you find yourself in a rut. I would loop this in with the question of what to do when you find yourself on a plateau. And I've answered this question in some forms before, but I'm going to give a series of answers to it today. Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today, we're going to talk about those pesky ruts and how to get out of them. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterra Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all of these amazing businesses and what they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I have down in the description of this video. And special thanks to non-business friends of the channel, Johnny Howard, Lain Mochinsky, and Pekha Pekkonen. Thank you so very much for your support for my work and my mission. So this is going to be one of my walk and talks. I'm going to take you all outside as we talk through this particular topic. And also this is going to be a little bit of, I guess, a test for me. You see, we are exactly 1 week out from Montgomery County, the county in Maryland, right on the border of DC that I live in, relaxing its indoor mask mandate. Currently, our COVID numbers are looking very, very good, and it seems quite likely that at some point this year, I'm going to have to get used to the idea of re-engaging with the world without having the specter of COVID in the back of my head. So I'm going to take a step today, and I'm going to leave my house without wearing a mask for the first time in over 2 years. Goodness. I think this is the first time I've even walked through the hallway of my apartment building without a mask in 2 years. It feels so weird. All right, and here we are. And, you know, I have to say, my face feels cold. All right, so I'm going to break this video into 2 parts because basically, I think there are really kind of a couple different answers to this question, and each one of them is going to be broken into groups of 3. Now, first and foremost, I have to lay some of my own cards on the table here, and that is that whenever I hear somebody ask me about how they get out of a rut, there's something that I hear behind that question that I don't think that they necessarily intend, but is present nonetheless. So when somebody's saying that they're experiencing a rut with their flow, really what they're saying is that it no longer feels as exciting as it once did. Maybe the thrill of learning a new trick hasn't happened in a while, and the thrill of being able to demonstrate a new trick probably has worn off at that point. It becomes one of those things that, you know, the person no longer feels excited to be spinning because the thing that sets off that dopamine hit for them is no longer present. So unpopular opinion on this one, any skill that you learn, you're going to be spending more time on a plateau than you will learning new stuff. That is just a given. There's absolutely nothing you can do in the world that is nothing but that thrill of new discovery the entire time. You're inevitably going to go through cycles where you are, you know, in a place where you're really, really enthused and you're making a lot of breakthroughs, and then you're going to go through cycles where, you know, all of the excitement of that wears off. So a great piece of advice that I got from a book I read right about the same time I started spinning poi is to learn to love the plateau. That is, you know, look at the plateau, look at those ruts, as it were, as being kind of an old friend to come back and revisit from time to time. I know that that's a major paradigm shift, but at the same time, if you don't get comfortable with experiencing those plateaus, by definition, most of the time that you spend learning any skill, not just poi, but any skill, is going to be really unpleasant. A lot of people will tell you that if something doesn't feel exciting, take a break and come back to it. So here's why I dislike this. It basically sets up the expectation in your mind that the moment something stops feeling exciting, that it means that you should disengage with it. Really what it means to come back to it later is to let it go for long enough that it feels exciting again once you come back to it, which just puts you on this endless loop of seeking excitement and therefore disengaging with things when they no longer deliver that. The net result of this is that you wind up just going through these cycles of boom and bust. And I personally think it is way more useful to hone discipline. What helps you break through is continuing to do the work and doing so regularly. There is so much research out there showing that what matters more is not the total amount of practice that you put in, but that you're doing it regularly. Ultimately, the greatest thing that you can cultivate if you want to have a long-term relationship with the skill that you're doing is discipline. You are never going to be able to control whether motivation shows up or whether it doesn't. What you can control is whether you show up or don't. But I realize talking about that in a general sense isn't always that helpful. And that's why there's the second section of this video. And that is going to involve 3 concrete strategies that you can use to help keep yourself motivated even when you find yourself in a rut. At least, these are 3 tools that I use to keep myself keeping and coming back and doing the work. And these 3 principles are as follows. Number 1, refine. Take all the things that you learned during your last creative breakthrough and start to work on cleaning them up. Are these tricks or transitions as clean as they could possibly be? Where are you still getting stuck? What work do you need to put in order to refine these things? Number 2, integration. All of those things that you're working on refining, what can you use them with that you already have in your toolbox? Maybe this means transitions. Maybe this means finding ways of integrating them into Flow. And number 3, reinvention. Try something out of left field that you haven't before and see what comes out of it. Sometimes it winds up being just a mess, and sometimes you wind up making interesting discoveries that way. But either which way, you wind up working through something that is new to your body, and there's always an opportunity for discovery there. So we've now arrived at the part that I mean to practice in, so I'm going to put this into practical use. I'm going to take the body tracer flower that I learned from Ryan Dean Duchamp last year, and I'm going to work on both refining that as well as integrating it into some other stuff. In particular, one thing I really want to see out of this trick is a cleaner line both across the top and across the bottom. I really like the alignment of the poi and hands so much, but I feel like I lose it as I get to the other side of my body, both top and bottom. There's room for improvement here. Number 2, transitions. I am going to make it a goal of this practice session to come up with 3 brand new transitions that I have never done before with this trick, and hopefully make it more integral to my flow. Number 3, I started playing around recently with stacks and specifically moving my feet in tandem with them. I'm going to do some more play with that and see what happens. Cool, so I hope that was both entertaining and educational. If you got anything out of this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, both to keep the conversation going as well as to help my channel grow. This video would not be possible without the kind support of all of these wonderful people right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the people listed down in the description, help to make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. Do you like these tutorials that I do? Do you like flow sessions? Do you like vlogs, etc.? I'm on a mission to try and bring flow arts and poi spinning to the wider world and help people connect with their brains and their bodies as creative individuals. So help me do it. Head on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and sign up. There you can get early access to all of my content as well as a host of other awesome rewards. Plus, you can get your name in the credits and a bunch of other awesome stuff too. So go check that out, please and thank you. And I have to admit, it feels super weird not wearing the mask, so I'm probably gonna wear it back home just because it feels more comfortable to me now. But this was a small step and there's gonna be more of them to come. So let's see how that turns out. I'll go ahead and leave links to some other videos I've done on inspirational topics like this down in the description, as well as up on screen if you're watching on YouTube. Please make sure to get out and flow today. The weather is improving, and I will see you with a new video on Friday. Peace.